Arms are not quite what they used to be. Miley just took a video and the crowd went up to a gazillion decibels. Miley!
Hello again.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we come bearing gifts. What have you got here?
This is from Whitney. Can you see that? That's Miley riding an emu.
Thank you very much.
Emu?
That's the Miley Barbie.
I thought you made this for me.
Well, I would claim it, but Whitney did it or not.
It's nice.
Whitney
Thank you
would
very
scratch her
much.
eyes out. Well done.
Thank you.
Hey, when you arrived in Australia last week, first thing you did was get a new tattoo in
I did.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
What of? Can we see it?
I call my brother Wukong. It's a monkey king, and so I got it for my little brother. We had the best day ever, so I was trying to kind of mark that forever.
So he's here with you.
Yeah, he's here. Not here because my brother loves me, but not enough to wake up at 5 in the morning. So yeah, well, I love him enough to tattoo his name forever, but he doesn't love me enough to come to the Sydney Opera House at 5 in the morning.
Hey! Wukong should get out of bed.
I know, exactly.
Listen, the guy in Melbourne who did the tattoo for you said you were fantastic, down to earth, chilled out.
Yeah, they all came to the show. I was like, you know, give me a tattoo in exchange for tickets.
Yeah,
so
well,
we gave them an awesome seat. They had a great time. I did some different covers just for them because I felt like I was sending, you know, tattoo artists to my show. So I had to do some Zeppelin. You know, I had to do a little bit of that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, he said you were very chill. You describe yourself as very chill. What is it, do you think, that makes you different from some other pop stars who maybe aren't so chill?
I think it's because, you know, I just kind of grew up like in this world, so fame and money, I kind of know what they give you, which isn't a lot, even though people think it's kind of everything. I think people get really wrapped up, and at the end of it, you know, people can be the most famous and rich people in the world and have all this stuff, but they're not really that happy. And so I just decided that about a year ago that my whole life goal was just to be happy all the time, which unfortunately, unfortunately, you know, it's hard, but I was even telling my fans the other day when I was singing this song, Lilac Wine, in Melbourne, and I was telling them, you know, that if you're sad, just live in that moment and just be sad, and you don't have to, you know, it can be something that's internal and you work through it, and don't try to just, everyone's always trying to rush out of their emotions. It's like, if you're feeling good, feel good. If you're feeling sad, just be in it. So even though it seems kind of cheesy, you just say be in the moment and be present all the time, which is kind of what I'm doing.
Well said. And we love the way that you treat your fans as well. During the commercial breaks, you're out, you're talking to everyone. How important are they?
If I wasn't here, I would like to be doing some sort of maybe stand-up comedy. So I kind of think that this gives me my, this is my way of doing that.
Have you got a joke?
It's on my, I am the joke. Look at me. I'm a walking joke. And yeah, hence this hair is literally $1.50 from a drugstore because I didn't want to do my hair at 5 in the morning. So I just put this on, and my fans give me all this cool stuff. So I am the joke. And yeah, so I just kind of feel like, you know, especially too from coming, you know, from like acting, it's kind of fun for me to just be able to entertain in every way, and that's just what I like to do. It's kind of, you know, it's when it's too quiet and it's too, you know, calm, it's kind of anxious for me because I'm not used to it.
Well, look, you're not a total joke because being Miley Cyrus is a pretty big business, and you've changed quite a bit in the last few years. How important was it for you to shed the Disney persona, shed a little bit of, you know, we knew you as a little girl.
You know, what's funny is with everything, I didn't really think about it because, you know, again, that just seems like disingenuous, and I'm too honest. I get told that all the time, and I'm too much myself, if anyone's ever been on my Instagram. And so, you know, I never really thought about it, and that's the thing about, like, being happy, is that's what my dad's always said, which, again, it's cheese, but if you're happy and you're doing what you love, then you're not going to work, you know, ever in your life. So I don't really feel like I'm ever working, and so I didn't sit there with a plan with a bunch of, you know, old dudes that were going to say, this is how we make you a big pop star and make you not a kid.
But you've got to be naughty.
Yeah, it's just like, I just did stuff. Trust me, everyone was telling me not to do it, and they were looking at me like I was crazy. And then when We Can't Stop came out, I kind of just said, all right, see, it works, so now you just have to trust me. And so then I've kind of had this freedom ever since, and I'm really lucky because, you know, a lot of people, especially in pop, they have these people that are just telling them what to do. You know, you can't take pictures doing certain things. You can't, which you probably shouldn't, but whatever. You know, you can't take pictures doing certain things. You can't do this, you can't do that. It's just like, well, you're running your own business. We're one of the few people that no one employs me. I'm myself, you know, so it's like the ultimate freelance.
What about the Robin Thicke performance on MTV? Was that planned or was that all spontaneous?
All the, like, kind of hysteria after wasn't really planned. I didn't really think anything about it. I knew that maybe MTV wasn't going to have it, so in the dress rehearsal, half the things that were done were not done. So they didn't kick me off the show and put someone else in my place.
Right.
You know, but I didn't really, like, again, I didn't think anything of it. I just came out and did it, you know, and that was what felt right at that time.
There was so much focus on you after that, and I remember seeing, particularly American TV, but in Australia we were talking about as well, Miley's out of control, is she okay, young Hollywood, you know. Does that sort of stuff hurt when you hear people, adults, talking about you on television?
No, I mean, it really doesn't bother me when, like, people tell me I'm crazy because I am, and you know. But the thing is my dad has always taught me, like, the most important thing. And I grew up around people like Johnny Cash and Dolly Parton, and those people are not normal. And so, you know, and so it's just always been the way you treat people, which I've had the greatest examples of that. And so there's many girls that I know that are in this industry that come out and sit like this, and they'll be all polite, but in person, they're not so polite and they're not so kind. And I hope all the time is I've heard from reputation that my reputation is a good one, and that, you know, I say hello to everybody and I treat everybody the same. I actually treat people at the bottom of the list much better than the people at the top, because the people at the top have enough people sucking up to them.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's something I've learned from Dolly, is she'll go to the janitor before the director and give them a signed autograph and a hat, you know? So that's just the way I've been brought up. So anytime anyone thinks I'm crazy, it's like I'd rather be crazy than not a nice person.
Now look, the twerking seems so yesterday. What's the next thing?
I'm
what's
glad
today?
you know that, because some people are living in the past.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what's the new twerking? Come on, I like to see myself as a bit cutting edge.
Okay,
on.
here.
What is it?
It's called the nay-nay.
The
and you have to do it.
nay-nay.
You go like this, and you put your arm like this, and you go like this.
Is that the nay-nay?
That's
Can
the
you all
nay-nay.
do the nay-nay
That's
too,
the nay-nay.
please?
Everyone do the nay-nay.
Nay-nay.
That's that.
Okay.
And I keep trying to start it at all my shows, and no one's really doing it back at me. So you guys,
everyone
you
do
got
the
it.
nay-nay.
I just don't think it's made its way to Australia yet.
What's the name mean?
I don't really know. Just my dancers, the LA Bakers, they taught it to me. They just started doing it, and I'm like, what is that?
Right.
So then I started doing it, which is kind of what happened with the twerking too. But again, with the jokes, I'm halfway joking, but only halfway. I'm also halfway very serious.
We love that. And the tongue, is that's your trademark?
It's been so weird, you know. It was funny because I started doing that because I'm naturally kind of, even though it seems like I'm not, it's just the coffee that's making me seem like I'm not shy. I'm actually kind of shy in this weird way, even though it sounds like I'm lying. I get really, like, insecure and feel very awkward on red carpets and interviews and stuff. So I just started doing that to kind of, like, out of nervous habit. Someone would say, like, smile, or these really creepy old photographers, they yell, blow me a kiss. And I'm like, what? Who am I? No, I'm not Miss America. I'm me. So I just go like this because I'm like, I don't know what else to do. And it's so awkward. And so the whole situation of being famous is so awkward, and people asking you to take a picture is so uncomfortable that that's my way of, like, making it a little less like I'm trying to be a beauty queen.
The MTV Video Music Awards, you took a homeless kid with you. Now, which I thought, when I was watching it, I thought, that's terrific. You're making a statement there. A lot of old codgers basically said, oh, she just putting it on, she doesn't really mean it.
Well, they haven't gone to my website and seen how much money we've raised. We've raised so much money, so much awareness. And, you know, what's incredible is no matter what you do, even something like that, people would rather, they get the first click because people will all go and click on the website because they're like, oh, that's a great thing. Then they want that second click because people, of course, especially like you said, American culture, we just want more, more, more. And so they want that next click. And if there's something bad about me, they know people will probably read that twice, share that with their friends. So they can't just be happy.
He went to jail after that.
But you know what? It's again, it's bringing awareness, and that's life for, you know, homeless youth. And also, it's without this moment and without him kind of doing that, he would never have a chance to start a new chapter. He would always spend his life running, which now he doesn't have to do that. When he gets out, he can come out and be whatever he wants to do, and I will make sure he's doing whatever his biggest dream is.
How important is it for you to take a stance
And
on
we're going to start
issues?
something where all my fans can send in fan mail to Jesse. We're going to start that really soon to encourage him and keep him inspired. And I'd also like to start a Q&A and kind of a blog for him to describe his journey. And right now he's doing really well, and everything but except the food he said is great. So he's doing great, and I want all my fans to send in letters. So when that's able to kind of start, I'll let you guys know, and that'll be really helpful.
How important is it for you to take a stance on social issues? How important is it to you?
If I can have a platform like I did at the VMAs, 2 years ago, and that many people are going to talk about me, I'd rather them talk more about real issues, especially where I'm in, not only America, but in LA where I live. And we're so comfortable with every day people getting in their big Range Rover and just driving past the homeless and ignoring them. When it's something that people go out and so many causes are really important, but the reason why I think this is so important is I don't know if there's anything else that is as close to everyone and in front of people's faces, and how often we ignore people that really need our help and that are young and have a lot of dreams. And people like to think that, homelessness is always a choice, and this is people that don't want to make anything of their lives. It's like, when they wouldn't choose to be that way, And some people, Jesse said something beautiful to me one time when we were on the way to the VMAs. He said, you know what? He said, the best thing about being homeless is I wake up without a roof over my head. I wake up to the sun. I wake up naturally, and it's a beautiful way to look at life. And he probably has a lot more of an optimistic view on life than any of us who get to go to sleep on our bed and wake up and have our coffee and all that.
Yeah, well said.
So you learn a lot.
I think you're the real deal. I think you're a terrific little thing.
It's been wonderful chatting with you.
Thank you, you too.
You've got to come back and sing a couple more songs. And
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Miley's not going anywhere. Miley's album Bangers is out now. She is touring this month in Brisbane,
come to the show.
Sydney,
it's gonna be awesome.
Adelaide, and Perth. All the dates, all the ticket details are on our website. Thank you, Miley.
Stay with us right here on Sunrise with Miley Cyrus. We'll be back to perform very soon.